Welcome to the first episode of Boss Reacts. I'm going to be reviewing a project today that we did in Bellevue. It is a cleanup of sorts. There's a lot of different parts to it, and there are some unique things. So I'm excited to see this video. I haven't seen it yet. Let's dive into it. Oh yeah, so at this place, the access was very terrible. So we had to build a makeshift bridge over a little stream. It was safe. They had this downed willow tree in the back and just mass amounts of debris. So we cut everything up and then transported everything over that bridge. Oh, that's pretty. Well, it's ugly, but it's pretty. And then there's this huge laurel tree at this point. It's a bush, but we reduced the overall size on the edges and then brought it up a bit so you could see the trunk. Makes it a little more visually interesting. Ambiguous debris removal. I think in total we hauled out, 25 yards of debris. All like this. Shout out to the guys. Shout out to Antonio having his pruners on his hip. The epic music is delightful. Many yards of debris hauled out. And here's our bridge. Shout out. I'm doing a lot of shout outs, but shout out to the neighbors for letting us use their property for this. The only other way we would have had it. Oh, that's funny. We found a dog. See, these are the kind of things that I don't get to see. I'm not there the whole day. I'm there at the beginning of the project. Safety pants, good job. But yeah, then I'm not there for the duration, so I don't get to see the fun things. I know we do good work. I see the end result. But yeah, so the only other access was through the front of that building, which is up 3 flights of stairs, and that would have just been unreasonable to get the debris out. So when approaching this site, we creatively found that we could get access to the other neighboring property, and that's where the idea of the bridge came from. The overall goal of this project was to, they have a little stream down there, is just to kind of give them a space where they can go hang out and kind of feel more in an intentional nature environment. Before it was just overgrown, no one liked to hang out down there. I like seeing the chainsaw wood chips flying out. Shout out Alvaro, Enrique, Benji with the dual log, chainsaw on a stick. I'm just pointing things out now. Chainsaw on a stick is one of my favorite tools. On this other side of the property, they also had another willow tree that fell down, and most of it fell on the neighboring property. It's also in a wooded area, so they didn't really care, but they wanted the stuff that was on their side cut back so they had more space over there. There's a long-term goal for this property. This is just kind of the initial reclaiming of the space. It's very easy for logs to pinch a chainsaw, so that's why we cut from the top and then finish from the bottom. And I know it was hard work to get all of those logs out of there, so. Another aerial shot. You can kind of start to see the progress. Can't quite see the stream yet, but most of that willow's taken out. You can kind of see how on that laurel we've limbed up the bottom a little bit. Kind of gives a little more interest to the structure of the plant. Hauling out on tarps makes it faster. We can just kind of drag it across our little makeshift bridge. I like the guy's art on the trash cans. Chainsaw for blackberry removal. All right. I see you. So 25 yards equates to like 7 of our trucks, I think. Roughly.
Super landscaper.
Albert is a super landscaper. I see Ryan there. You kind of start to see the stream. It's a really cool space. You just couldn't see it. You can see how dark it was underneath that laurel, and you couldn't see the trunk before. And there's just a bunch of dead plants that were overtaken by blackberries. Probably they died because of the blackberries. It's hard to get all the blackberries out. Our process starts by just kind of cutting and reducing the mass, and then we'll go back through with pickaxes and dig out the roots themselves as much as is reasonable, you know. On a project like this, to some degree, we have to do it on a time and materials basis because we can see from the outside what's there, but we don't know what we're going to find once we start removing the mass of the blackberries. Here we just found more blackberries, but one of the logs was running right along the stream, and our intention was to cut it all the way out and remove it, but it got to a point where it wasn't safe because the log would have fallen into the stream, this stream, and it's about a 10-foot drop, and we wouldn't have been able to get the weight of that log out of there. I love these aerial shots. It's cool to see projects from a different perspective. I would love to be a bird, but I'll settle for a drone. That area, that's where that tree was. I think the end goal will be to replace that with lawn and give them a flat space down there to hang out in, you know, family activities kind of thing. I see the red on the photinia starting to grow. Love springtime in Washington. Stream. Looking at the end product, it's hard to see how much work actually went into it, but it's cool to see the process from start to finish and just see kind of how we can transform a space and just how beautiful nature is. Awesome. Shout out to the team. Shout out to the community for having us there. And we look forward to do many more projects in the future. If you're interested in more content like this, please like, follow, share, subscribe, do all the things. Hit the bell. I've heard people say that in the past. But we like making content and we like bringing communities back to life.